Is Samsung really bringing innovation back? Or will the Galaxy S26 Ultra be the most controversial Ultra phone yet? At the end of today's video, there's a decision that could change Samsung's future. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is just a few weeks away from launch, and the latest leaks have basically revealed everything. Today, I'm going to show you all these confirmed leaks about what's shaping up to be the most powerful flagship of the year, including the new pricing and the official release date. Since 2020, it's honestly been hard to understand what happened to Samsung. A company that used to define innovation suddenly started getting labeled as a brand that's chasing Apple and copying the iPhone step by step. But this year feels different. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is coming with real, big, and genuinely exciting upgrades. However, there's one change that might end up in major controversy. And yes, we'll save that discussion for the end of the video, because now we finally have a clear and final picture of what the S26 Ultra is going to be. So for once, we're not starting with the design. Let's start with the display. Simply put, Samsung is still the king of displays, and the Galaxy S26 Ultra isn't giving that crown. The phone will keep the same 6.9-inch size with a dynamic AMOLED 2X, just like last year, but the big changes this time are the new M14 panel combined with COE technology. These upgrades push the display to a whole new level: better color accuracy, higher contrast, more clarity, and most importantly, improved power efficiency. And even though this tech can theoretically hit 6,000 nits peak brightness, Samsung, according to reports, will cap it at around 2,600 nits, just like the S25 Ultra. The goal is obvious: saving power to improve battery life. There's also a confirmed and brand new great display feature that keeps Samsung ahead of the game: privacy display. Basically, it dims the screen from side angles and keeps prying eyes away. As for the front camera punch hole, leaks say it'll be slightly bigger, and that's because the selfie camera lens aperture is wider this year. Despite that change, the selfie camera itself stays the same: 12 megapixels, just like the S25 Ultra, but now with a wider 85-degree field of view, which means better group selfies. On the back, there are more significant changes. The Galaxy S26 Ultra keeps that familiar Samsung quad camera setup, but this year we're getting aperture tweaks on the main and 5x periscope lenses, while the ultra-wide and 3x telephoto remain unchanged. On paper, these changes might look minor, but once you combine them with Samsung's new image processing improvements this year, we should see a noticeable jump in both photo and video quality. That said, I personally still wish Samsung had upgraded the 3x zoom sensor. Under the hood, the Galaxy S26 Ultra will be powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Thanks to Samsung's collaboration with Qualcomm, we're getting the 4G version with higher clock speeds, which, based on everything we know so far, makes it the most powerful mobile chip in the world this year, even outperforming the A19 Pro. And it's not just about raw performance. We're also expecting a big improvement in power efficiency, which brings us straight to the battery. Even though Samsung is sticking with the 5,000 mAh battery for the 6th year in a row, ever since the days when we still had a phone called the Galaxy Note, but this year the real upgrade isn't capacity, it's efficiency. With a more efficient chip, new display tech that uses less power, and brightness limits instead of chasing crazy numbers, we should see noticeably better battery life. It might not look impressive on a spec sheet, but real-world usage is where the difference will actually show, and that's a big deal. When it comes to charging, the Galaxy S26 Ultra will support Qi 2 magnetic wireless charging at 25 watts, and wired charging jumps to 60 watts, up from 45 watts on the S25 Ultra. Finally, that's a big jump. Now, let's get to the most exciting part: the design. This is the Galaxy S26 Ultra design. It is now fully clear and confirmed, and we've already talked about it in previous videos, so I won't repeat myself here. What is new, though, are the colors. According to reliable sources like Ice Universe and Evan Blass, these are the official colors for this year's S26 Ultra. Samsung is introducing a standout color, Cobalt Violet, which will be the hero color. And if you're wondering about orange, yeah, Samsung isn't copying Apple this time. Thanks, Samsung. But the real controversy starts here. A lot of people think Samsung might switch back to aluminum instead of titanium, just like Apple did with the iPhone 17 Pro. For Apple, the decision made sense. With such a massive, bulky unibody chassis, the metal had to be aluminum. But for Samsung, if they do this, it would be blind imitation with no real engineering justification. Weight-wise, even the S25 Ultra is already one of the lightest flagship phones out there. Also, in thermals, Samsung is one of the best in the industry. If this move gets confirmed, it would be a step backward for Samsung, turning it into nothing more than a greedy company that exploits fan loyalty, cutting features year after year, and only cares about higher profits. Still, I genuinely hope titanium stays on the Galaxy S26 Ultra, because this is an Ultra phone, and this is exactly what it's supposed to be. The Galaxy S26 Ultra will be officially announced at Samsung Unpacked on February 25th, with availability starting on March 11th. As for pricing, yes, there are increases this year, likely due to the RAM crisis and rising component costs. But according to leaks, Samsung is expected to keep US prices unchanged to stay competitive with the iPhone 17 lineup. With all these improvements, the Galaxy S26 Ultra feels like a significant upgrade over last year's model. It's not a radical change, but it's a smart refinement in the perfect way. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Want to know more about the latest and most accurate leaks? Check out the next video, leave a like and a subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.